Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the business world one filing at a time. Today we're diving into a report that is all about a deal, a really big deal that just closed. Stick around as we unpack what this acquisition means for Antero Midstream Corporation. And hey, before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you like decoding these financial documents with us, make sure you are subscribed. Also, we've got a growing community over on Discord, linked in the description below, where we chat about all things business. Alright, let's get straight to it. The big news from Antero Midstream Corporation, or AM, is that on the 3rd of February 2026, a key part of their company, Antero Midstream Partners LP, finalized a major purchase. They bought HG Energy 2 Midstream Holdings, which they're calling HG Midstream, from HG Energy ILC. This was a cash deal, and it cost Antero Midstream about $1.1 billion. This acquisition was first agreed upon back on the 5th of December 2025, and was a part of a bigger plan laid out in something called the Membership Interest Purchase Agreement. Basically, Antero Midstream Partners, which is a company Antero Midstream Corporation totally owns, has now taken over HG Midstream. This whole thing falls under the completion of an acquisition of assets. Think of it like this: Antero Midstream Corporation is the parent company, and it used its own subsidiary, Antero Midstream Partners, to go out and buy another company, HG Midstream. This is a pretty significant move, especially for a company in the midstream energy sector, which deals with transporting and processing oil and gas. Buying up assets like this usually signals a strategy to grow, to gain more control over their operations, or to enter new markets. Now, there is a little bit of housekeeping they mentioned. On the 22nd of December 2025, just a few weeks before the deal closed, everyone involved signed an amendment to the original purchase agreement. This amendment, or change to the agreement, was mainly to update and restate some of the attached documents. It sounds like the core deal didn't change, but they needed to tidy up some of the paperwork to make sure everything was aligned for the final transaction. It's a common step in these big deals to make sure all the details are ironed out. This amendment is listed as Exhibit 10.2. It is basically a documented change to the main contract for buying HG Midstream. While the filing itself doesn't spill the beans on what exactly was changed internally in those annexes, it confirms that there was a formal amendment. This shows that even as the deal was moving towards its final stages, there were still adjustments being made, which is pretty normal for agreements of this size and complexity. Now, let's look at the company itself. Antero Midstream Corporation, ticker symbol AM, is a big player. They are incorporated in Delaware and have their principal executive offices in Denver, Colorado. They are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Their business is all about providing midstream services. This means they own and operate infrastructure like pipelines, processing plants, and storage facilities that are essential for getting oil and natural gas from where it is produced to where it can be refined or sold. The company's common stock is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol. It's important to note that this filing is a current report on Form 8, which is used to report significant events that shareholders should know about, like this acquisition. So, putting it all together, the core story here is about Antero Midstream Corporation expanding its business by acquiring HG Midstream for a hefty sum of around $1.1 billion. This acquisition is designed to boost their infrastructure and market presence. The midstream sector is highly competitive, and companies often grow by acquiring others to gain scale, efficiency, and access to more resources. This purchase of HG Midstream is a clear signal that Antero Midstream is actively pursuing growth strategies. They are investing heavily to strengthen their position in the energy landscape. Now, looking at the broad strokes of this filing, Antero Midstream is making a significant move to expand its operational footprint. Acquiring HG Midstream for over $1 billion suggests a strong belief in the growth potential of the midstream sector, and perhaps an aim to diversify or strengthen their service offerings in key regions. This could mean more contracts, higher throughput volumes, and ultimately increased revenue and profitability down the line. The strategy seems to be centered on consolidation and expansion, which can be a powerful way to build market share and create a more integrated business. There are always risks associated with large acquisitions. There is the risk of overpaying, difficulties in integrating the new assets and operations, and potential regulatory hurdles. However, the fact that they went through with it and the deal is now complete implies that Antero Midstream has done its homework and believes the strategic benefits outweigh these risks. They are betting on the long-term demand for energy infrastructure. So, what is the takeaway? Antero Midstream Corporation is clearly playing the long game. They're not afraid to make significant financial commitments to grow their business. This acquisition of HG Midstream is a bold step that could reshape their competitive landscape and position them for increased success in the energy infrastructure market. For investors and anyone watching the energy sector, this is a development worth tracking closely. Alright, that is our breakdown of this Antero Midstream filing. What is your take on this massive acquisition? Do you think it is a smart move that will pay off for Antero Midstream Corporation, or are there hidden dangers with such a large purchase? Drop your thoughts in the comments below if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the corporate world. And as always, check out the Discord link in the description to join the conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.